Horde of Batan. Today I'm opening a new official history of the Golden Horde OS in Eurasia. In this regard, I'll make this appeal to the President of Ukraine, Zelensky, and the Presidents of the member countries of the European Union and the Presidents of the member countries of NATO. You initiate the course of the events of the Trojan War 21st century. It is precisely now the course of equation of all-around division into two fronts of the Trojan War, as a repetition of the 13th to 12th century BC. On one side, the front of Russian Federation are the three Golden Horde Ulus. On the other hand, the Trojan front are the countries of the ocean basins gathered in another. Exactly the same story happened during the Trojan War. That's how humanity united on the mainland and ocean. On two different fronts, many times such periods happened, and the most recent was the Second World War. In the rear of Russian Federation, in the territory of Golden Horde Batan, the Golden Horde Tuchan, the Golden Horde Yasukehira. It is along the Dnieper River valley that a new worldwide golden era begins again. It will be necessary to find out the historical situation around the Crimean Peninsula. The son-in-law of Tuchan, Mamayan, ruled the peninsula of Crimea in the city of Old Crimea. After the Khanate of Mamai, a new family line of surname of the Princess of Kalinsky appeared. Now torn apart by you, the geographical location was undisputably the possession of the ancestor Duva, the founder of Golden Horde of the antique times. The Crimean Peninsula was one of the nomadic lands of the ancestor Duva and its descendants of ancient times. In the history of humankind, it can be said with an appeal that humanity has a single homeland. The universal homeland of mankind is located deep in Central Asia. It means that the first big explosion on Earth began on the ancestral land of the ancestor Duva. From there, the first stage of development of Earth crust began, where golden fire, golden earth, and fresh water of ancient times appeared. I had to reveal to you today one secret that has not been investigated and confirmed scientifically. There has always been one exquisite question among scientists, where the world Big Bang first occurred on Earth. Yes, the geographical location of the beginning of the first Big Bang is on the ancestral land of the ancestor Duva until today. It is established that the beginning of the first Big Bang began at the hour of fiery horse at the moment when the sun and the core of the Earth coincided along the same vertical line. From the geographical coordinate of the first Big Bang on Earth, the pastures of the golden stallion, the golden mare, and the golden foal expanded further to the west. I warn you, an event during the Russian and Ukrainian military resistance which supports and joins the Ukrainian side will be against the beginning of the golden era of Aries. This time, the beginning of the golden era of Aries in Eurasia is facing resistance from western Ukraine. The Russian and Ukrainian military conflict resulted from which Eurasia becomes split into the Dnieper River basin. On the left side of the Dnieper River, the outflow of the freshwater, transparent river from the basin of the ancient times, Donets River, would make it possible to begin a new history of the golden era of Aries, the beginning of the golden horde of Batan in the past and present. The Dnieper River basin will be the most recent geographical location of the beginning of the expansion of the freshwater of Central Asia, leading to the golden horde of Batan to the present. The expansion of freshwater from the golden land of ancestor Duva should be a single connecting Eurasia, and should have provided a single whole of Eurasia to join Central Asia with Europe. Immediately, Eurasia begins to split. Unfortunately, due to the resistance from the western Ukraine, they will not be able to enter European countries as part of Eurasia. However, if you do not immediately stop the military resistance of Ukrainians from western Ukraine, all countries beyond Ukraine will remain without fresh water, and will not be able to join the beginning of a new golden era of Aries and the golden era of the bull. Then they will be able to start the golden era of Aquarius. From the side of Ukraine, from western Ukraine, the wars waged from the valley of western Bug River and from the valley of the southern Bug River with the aim of attacking the devilish force from the Baltic Sea basin. The western Bug River and the southern Bug River lead the Moscow water into the Black Sea basin. They lead the diabolical natural force not only from the Baltic Sea, but also from the Atlantic Ocean. In this case, European countries including the Czech Republic, Greece, England, Spain, France, and Italy will all lose past historical values, then they will be able to become maritime countries, remaining without freshwater sources. The time has come for the immediate removal from the vast territory of Eurasia of a military expansion of NATO from the Atlantic Ocean, causing NATO member countries. NATO began to expand the overseas civilization from the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. In connection with this, the expansion of the troubled waters further leads the expansion of a maritime civilization to Europe. Since ancient times, the civilization of fresh water in Europe has been conducted from Central Asia. The current European countries for Ukraine will not be part of Eurasia. In general, Greece should be the very first to begin the golden era of Aries. Unfortunately, this is not possible without the victory of the Trojan War. Currently, Greece is already in the worst condition. In Greece, Aries was to begin a new golden era in the Illyrian land of the left coast of the Adriatic Sea, at the foot of Borodaga mountain. This should be a continuation of the work of Alexander the Great. In the mountains of Bohemia, in the Czech Republic, the golden era of Aries and the golden era of the Golden Bull should begin. This should be a continuation of the case of Attila, the ruler of the Huns. All the preparation for this began the golden era of Aries and the golden era of Golden Bull. I have long been preparing to start the golden era of Golden Aries and the golden era of the Golden Bull on the territory of the Rhine of Alexander the Great and the Attila, the government of the Huns. Combining the activities of Great Alexander Tsar of Asia and Attila the Huns government should start from Central Asia, where the first Big Bang on Earth began. Only then will they be able to begin the first golden era of Aries and the golden era of the Golden Bull on the vast land of Eurasia. Hostile assistance from Ukraine since 2014 to return Crimea to Ukraine. The beginning of the golden era of the Golden Aries and the golden era of the Golden Bull in the vast territories of Eurasia is delayed. Due to the current event of the Trojan War in the Dnieper River Valley, there's a demand for a reminder of Elena Glinskaya, princess of descendants of Mamai, the ruler of Crimean Peninsula. She was the wife of Moscow Grand Duke, the creator of the Russian Empire, and the creator of the city of Moscow, the current capital of Russian Federation. Elena Glinskaya created a single currency system for the first time in Russia and organized the minting of the first silver coins. Take a look at the image of pure silver coin that she arranged to be minted. The image of a hero on the white horse with a 6-meter silver spear closes the door of a dragon house, the ruler of the serpent house. The symbol of the lost coin of Elena Glinskaya at this time will express the victory of today's Russian-Ukrainian military complement from the Seversky Donets River basin, the most important source of water in the east of eastern Ukraine. So I would like to remind Ukrainians of one thing, especially the President of Ukraine, Comrade Zelensky. The homeland of Ukraine in fact begins at the moment when fresh water will be extended from the Dnieper River basin and from the Seversky Donets River basin throughout Ukraine. The basin of the Western Bug River and the basin of the East Bug River in western Ukraine, which you consider the homeland of Ukraine. This is a big mistake. These rivers carry muddy water from the Baltic Sea basin. You see, you're reading the homeland of Ukraine in the pool of troubled waters of the Baltic Sea. The country of Ukraine will be able to join with the expansion of fresh water from the Central Asia only through the Dnieper River basin and Seversky Donets River. In this case, Ukrainians will be able to create a real Ukrainian homeland. Otherwise, you have no natural chance to defend the Ukrainian homeland from Hungary or the Czech Republic, or it is not even possible from Greece. Further, orthodoxy is actually the doctrine of 3 heroes on 3 colored horses. The 3 heroes on the 3 horses were Tuch, Tagate, and Ugote, the 3 sons of Queen Bushte, the wife of Timuchin Genghis Khan. If you respect the land of sources of the Seversky Donets River, Donetsk, as the city of Ai-Hanum, you will really find the homeland of Ukraine. This or that country and people, if they meet with kindness with the expansion of fresh waters of Central Asia, respectfully treat the nearby lands of the sources transporting fresh water, then they'll find a naturally revivifying, animated, newly resurrected native homeland. I'll have to remind you that for your presentation in the basins of the Western Bug and Southern Bug rivers, which are carried by the turbid tide of the turbid waters of the Baltic Sea, and then it carries seawater from the Atlantic Ocean, you will drink seawater as a part of drinking water. The ancient history of Trojan War was two-front, between the expansion of the oceans and the expansion of the freshwater in Central Asia. Take a look at the map of Ukraine. In the country of Ukraine, all rivers come from abroad. The source of Dnieper River is located in Russia. The source of Suezki Donets River is also located in Russia. And the source of Pripyat is in Belarus. It is a pity that you do not respect the people and the land of freshwater river sources, but drink their water. Therefore, the homeland of Ukraine is located where you get fresh water. From there, you draw inspiration. Therefore, I would like to ask all Ukrainians to respect the city of Kiev, to respect the history of the Golden Horde, to stop this confusing war, and open the way for a freshwater tide connecting Eurasia from Central Asia to Europe through the Crimean Peninsula and on the right bank of the Dnieper River and the Siversky Donets River. If you continue this war further on March 14th to 15th, then the pressure of the Atlantic Ocean water will increase even more through the rivers of Southern Bug. All European countries will become without access to pure drinking water, and seawater poisoning and poisoning threaten to die in the future. That is why I'm telling you that there is only one universal homeland for humanity. Let me remind you about the first explosion on Earth, where the universal one motherland is located, where the world's source of golden fire, golden earth, and fresh water is preserved. Taking western Ukraine as your homeland, and you're stirring up the most terrible sea floods as if you were protesting against the deeds of Genghis Khan, the ruler of the Golden Horde, and the Attila and the ruler of the Huns, and also protesting the campaign of Batan. The campaigns of the Great Huns were never aggressive, but on the contrary, they fought to eliminate the danger of poisoning with seawater and start new water, a new life, a new golden era. Therefore, right now, I urge you to throw down the sword and join the cause of the sons of the Mother of God.